Shalom. Uh, Topic for today is to wait upon the Lord, to fix your knowledge, to have better faith. Wait, can I wait upon the Lord to fix your knowledge, to have better faith? Wait upon the Lord to fix your knowledge in order to have better faith. I want to repeat that again. Wait upon the Lord to fix your knowledge in order to have better faith, right? Now, the knowledge inside of our mind consists of what? Words, right? And that's creates the knowledge that is inside of our minds, right? And that's where we base our actions, our reasoning, and wisdom, right? So we have to have the right supply of words that is inside of our minds in order to generate a proper faith and not proper belief in the Most High. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 113, verse 5. I wait for the Lord, my soul doth wait, and in His word do I hope. Right? Remember that the word are spirits, and that gives life. John 6:63. So when you are in heavy artillery or in heavy fleshly artillery, pray to the Most High for His Spirit, right? And He will bless you with the stuff that the stuff that you realize inside of your mind. Those are His spirits, right? And spirits that gives life because it generates life, right? So, for example, I am struggling with what do you call this? With hope, right? There's always fear or there's a sense of survival in this walk, right? And you know when you are in this times of waiting, you don't feel anything. You are just inside of your room, um just staring at the ceiling, and you're not feeling anything. You feel bland, you feel dull, and you are close to temptation. But in that waiting, you will notice a good feeling, right? Or you will notice the burden starts to be removed from you, right? And a word will come on your head or an idea, right? Remember, words generates images. It's the same as in our minds, right? So when you imagine stuff or imagine good stuff, automatically that's just a an evidence that the Most High is blessing you with His word. And an example of that word was to have better. I'm summarizing it because it happens so instantly. So to have, so wait upon the Lord to have, wait upon the Lord to have, to fix your knowledge, to have better faith, right? And in order to fix that knowledge, you have to write the right words, right? And the right words is, or advice to that knowledge is to to trust in the Lord that He will fix your situation, right? You have to believe on that, right? And how do you show that you are believing it, right? By the actions that you show. So for example, right, I am worried that i'm I'm transitioning to a new work that I have, and I sometimes I don't have the energy to invest on that new work that I have because sometimes I don't have energy or something like that, and I suddenly feel worried because I might lose this next job, and that shows that I lack faith because what I need to primarily do is to uh, fix my food or food consumption, such as homemade food, because you can't eat pork, you can't eat stuff, or you can't eat unclean animals, right? And restaurants serves that, right? Some restaurants, so it's not safe. So the knowledge should be fixed properly, right? I shouldn't be focused on worrying if I would lose my job. I should worry first if I'm primarily eating the right stuff and if I'm fasting, because fasting gives, I believe, it gives energy, right? So I think that's how I should approach this, right? So I have to wait upon the Lord to have to fix my knowledge, to have better faith, right? And in order to fix that knowledge is to wait upon the Lord patiently, because He will give that advice, right? And that advice is to first fix, is to not worry about the next job that you might lose, but worry about the stuff that you are consuming, right? Because right now I eat uh, outside, and it's not, I don't eat pork and unclean animals, right? But it's not safe right now to eat mostly outside, right? So it's best, that's the spirit that I'm hearing, is to do homemade foods, right? Pack your lunches, your breakfast, and all of that stuff, and so that you can fast better, right? Because to fast, when you're fasting, the Most High will bless you, right? So that's the proper order. Patiently wait for the Most High to advise you on how to fix your knowledge in order to have better faith, right? So that's the calibration for today. Because I believe if you fast, just like when I think it's in the book of Esdras, I believe, where they fasted and the Most High protected them. I for, Forgive me if I don't know the exact details. My mind is not that clear, but the main message is to patiently wait for the Most High by waiting for His words of advice to fix your knowledge in order to have better faith. That's the proper construction of this word or the spirit, right? Because to have proper construction is to have order, and to have order is to have peace, right? And to have peace is to have comfort, and through comfort that gives joy, right? That's why the Most High says, and I will give you a comforter, and I will give you a comforter, right? So patiently wait for the Most High's words of advice that will come, that will be planted here. Just sometimes we just really have to sit and um, put away distractions and just sit on your room, and suddenly words will come inside of your mind, or visions, or stuff that you realize. Of course, make sure that vision is according to His will, which is the law, right? Because the Most High will not reveal anything in this generation, but there are still dreams, but it must be according to His will, right? So use discernment and primarily keep the law, right? So to myself, I have to um, not worry about the stuff that I can't control right now, and worry about the stuff that I am consuming, which is the food, because it's better to walk in this truth by doing your own food, right? By homemade, pack lunch. So once you are properly consuming it, you can do fasting, and fasting gets a lot of support from the Most High. And after that, that's the time when you will worry about the next job that you will nurture, right? So all praises to the Most High through Christ, and you know, do your best.